Right guys, so I'm back with another video today, and today I'm going to be going through the main mistakes I made when going to the gym in my first few years of lifting. And luckily for you, I've compiled a list of things which you'll be able to do and mistakes you'll be able to avoid to make the most out of your time in the gym and basically get bigger quicker. So it's a win-win. Anyway, so it goes without saying that obviously I am very happy with how far I've come. I've managed to transform my physique from this to this in just under about 4 years' time. So I'm going to be going through the main mistakes I made, things which you yourself can avoid when you're making the same transformation or when you're trying to put on weight, muscle, anything. If you're bulking up, these are mistakes that you can very easily avoid and it will massively improve your results. I hope it's useful. If you enjoy the video and if you find it useful, please like and subscribe, as it will help me to grow my channel massively, which is obviously what I'm trying to do here. So let's get into it. So the first thing I did, especially when I just started training, was not eating enough. So essentially, obviously, if you're trying to grow yourself, if you're trying to put on weight, then you need to be making sure you're eating more than you're burning. So it's called a calorie surplus. To do this, what you need to do is go to an online calorie calculator. I will link one in the description, so you don't have to go and find one. And once you've done this, you need to work out your maintenance calories. So it will give you a value, say it gives you a value of 3,000, that will be your maintenance calories, it will say that. And then you need to add 300 or 400 calories to this. So say your maintenance calories are 3,000, then your bulking calories or calories you need to eat in order to put on weight will be 3,300 or 3,400. The next thing you need to be doing is making sure you're eating enough protein. This is the main building block in building muscle. So if you're not eating enough protein, you're going to struggle to recover and you're going to struggle to build back and come back stronger. So basically you need to weigh yourself, work out your weight in pounds, and then you eat 1 gram of protein per pound you weigh, or it's basically 2.2 grams per kilo you weigh. So make sure you're eating enough calories, number one, and make sure you're eating enough protein, and then you'll be good to go. Another side note on protein is make sure you're not just taking supplements. So obviously I've had friends who have just taken like 3 or 4 protein shakes a day and said, bam, that's like 80 grams of protein in the bag, but it doesn't really work like that. Obviously it will work, but it's definitely not beneficial and definitely not optimal if you're just taking loads of protein supplements. So try and eat the majority of your protein, and then say at the end of the day, if you've got 20 or 30 grams of protein left over, then have a protein shake or factor that in your day, so it just knocks off a little bit of protein at the end of the day. But don't just go all out and just be having 5 or 6 protein shakes to make up your protein goal for the day. The next thing probably most people at some point have done when transforming themselves is overtraining. So you essentially don't want to be going to the gym 7 days a week, or even 6 days a week is quite a lot. So when I started going to the gym, I just off the bat went 6 days a week. So I'd go 6 days to the gym without resting and then have a rest day on the 7th day. If you do this, you will end up probably being tired all the time. You will burn out, and obviously in the long run that's not beneficial and that's far from optimal. So make sure you're taking a rest day every 3 days or every 4 days. I don't really like going more than 3 days without a rest day, and that's me having trained for 3 years. So just from experience, don't overdo it. You don't need to go mad. You just need to make sure you're doing enough to keep growing. You could probably even go 2 days on, 1 day off, especially if you're just starting out, and you will probably get better results than if you just go 6 days a week. Like, you need to bear in mind with this is you basically grow more when you rest. So the way you build muscle is you break your muscles down, you leave them to rest and recover, eat the right food, get enough sleep, stay hydrated, and then they build back stronger. But obviously if you're just training all the time, you never give your body that time to recover, so you don't make the progress. Number 3 on the list is not training legs. So that's a massive thing. A lot of people don't do it. So in my first year, I probably trained legs, like I can count it on 2 hands the amount of times I trained legs. It was not good. My legs were lagging behind, and then after a year, after 2 years, they are behind, and then it does look a bit silly when you've got quite big and then your legs just haven't, and you've just got chicken legs. So make sure you avoid this. Even if you just go once a week, that should be sufficient in order to keep your legs up, as legs do grow faster than any other muscle. So once a week should be enough, but just make sure you're getting the leg sessions in. Number 4 on the list is obviously another thing you see a lot of people do in the gym, and obviously I'm guilty of this in the past, is doing 1 rep maxes every week. So I would go into the gym with my friends being like, oh, I reckon I can maybe add another 5 kilos to my 1 rep max, and I would do this every single week. And obviously if you're doing 1 rep maxes all the time, you're not actually getting any stronger. They're not actually going to make you any stronger. So it's the hard work, it's the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 rep sets that you do that will make you stronger. Doing a 1 rep max every week is not going to be beneficial, and it's just going to slow you down, so don't do it. And another side note on that is, obviously if you're trying to push yourself every single week, just adding more and more weight, you're eventually going to be lifting too much for yourself, and you will probably end up injured. So that's just a bad way to go about it, and you can't train when you're injured. So that's the main thing you want to avoid with that. Number 5 on the list is getting a training plan. So if you don't have a training plan, you're just going to be going into the gym doing whatever you feel like doing. However, it's good to have a structure so you know before you get started exactly what you need to do when you go in the gym. You have your goals set, you have your targets, and then you go and smash them. If you don't have this, you could just end up like wallowing around the gym, not really doing anything. And then on another note, it's really hard to track if you're actually getting stronger if you don't have a training plan. So say you're doing different exercise every week, you don't really know if you're actually getting any stronger, because if you're doing a different exercise or in a different order, then you're going to struggle to actually see if you are getting any bigger or stronger. And finally, this is probably the most important thing. If there's one thing you take away from this is make sure you're progressively overloading. So this is a massive term which is just thrown around all the time. However, it basically means you just have to be lifting more each week. So you either have to be doing more reps or more weight each week if you want to progress. This sort of comes back to the training plan thing. If you don't have a training plan, you're going to struggle to know if you're actually getting any stronger, which is how you determine whether you're getting any bigger. So say you do 4 sets of 10 on bicep curls of a certain weight, and then the same weight next week you do like 4 sets of 11, you know you've got stronger. But if you don't have a training plan and you're doing a different exercise each week, it's really hard to compare, and you can't definitely see if you're getting stronger or not. So make sure you get yourself a training plan and make sure you're progressively overloading, either increasing the reps or the sets with good form week after week, and you'll definitely be getting bigger and stronger. That's basically everything for this video. I hope you found it useful, and if you have, please like and subscribe. It will help me massively to grow my channel. These are just the main reasons that I struggled to put on gains at the start, and things you might want to just look out for yourselves. Or if you've started going to the gym and you're struggling to put on gains, it might be one of these things that's letting you down. I hope you found it useful, and I will see you tomorrow.